In the 18th of December 2016, I released my second ever video on my channel. In that video, I tried to tie all of the Super Mario Bros. Games into one continuous timeline. Well, back then I thought I did a pretty good job with creating that timeline. I did forget some things. For example, I didn't take into consideration that Super Mario 64 is a movie or Super Mario Bros. 3 is a theatre play, and I also mentioned that Mario and Jumpman were two different people, even though Nintendo themselves have confirmed that they are the same person. I also didn't include Super Mario Odyssey or Bowser's Fury, mainly because those games hadn't come out yet when I made that video. So I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to create another sort of alternate Mario timeline where I will take these things that I've just mentioned into consideration and also some new things as well. I'm going to try and make the timeline flow a little bit more and add in some extra spin-off games as well. So let's begin. Let's create an alternate Mario timeline.
The Mario Bros story begins where Mario and Luigi were babies, and the stork is carrying the babies to their parents in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, when Kamek comes along and bashes into the stork, kidnapping baby Luigi, and baby Mario fell out of the sky, sending him to Yoshi's Island, where Yoshi and his family aid him to rescue his baby brother and send him back home. After defeating baby Bowser, Mario and Luigi successfully make it home to their parents at the end of the game. But in the opening cutscene of Yoshi's new island, we discover that Mario and Luigi got sent to the wrong house. So as the stork tries again to deliver the babies to the correct house, Kamek tries again and kidnaps baby Luigi and the stork and sends Mario crashing back down into Yoshi's Island, where the Yoshis aid the baby once more to rescue his brother. This time, at the end of Yoshi's new island, the stork delivers the babies to the correct house. Kamek does not give up though. He then goes and kidnaps all the other babies, including baby Mario and baby Luigi, baby Peach, baby Wario and baby Donkey Kong in Yoshi's Island DS, where the Yoshis help stop Kamek once more. Soon when the babies learn to fight for themselves, they then decide to go on an adventure on their own, where they meet their adult selves in the future in Mario and Luigi's partners in time. When Mario grows up, he can't quite decide what career he wants to pursue yet, but he does take an interest in carpentry, so he gives it a go in the event of Wrecking Crew. This is where Mario meets his first girlfriend, Pauline. But unfortunately, Mario isn't the only one that fancies her. It turns out that Donkey Kong also has a crush on Pauline, and is very jealous about it, since Pauline loves Mario back, but Pauline doesn't love Donkey Kong back. So as a result, he kidnaps Pauline in the event of the arcade title Donkey Kong. Mario never forgot the horrors that Donkey Kong put him through, kidnapping his girlfriend, and so seeks revenge on Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong Jr., where Mario captures Donkey Kong, and so Donkey Kong's son, Donkey Kong Jr., has to save his father. Afterwards, Mario and Donkey Kong begin to form a bit of a rivalry with each other, and this is where the Mario vs Donkey Kong series takes place. A year has passed, and Pauline gets a new job in New Donk City. Because of this, Pauline dumps Mario, and this sends Mario into a deep, dark depression. Because of this, Mario quits his job as a carpenter, since it reminded him of Pauline too much, and takes on a new job, plumbing, which is where the event of Mario Clash and Mario Bros takes place. When Mario and Luigi were fixing a pipe, they accidentally fall down onto one of the pipes, and that leads them to the Mushroom Kingdom, where the events of Super Mario Bros takes place. Mario arrives at the Mushroom Kingdom at a time where it is in crisis, where a grown-up Bowser kidnaps the Mushroom Kingdom's heir to the throne, Princess Peach. Mario uses this moment as a chance to find a new love, and so pursues the adventure and rescues the princess. The same day after he rescues Peach, Mario never forgot the thrilling adventure he just had, although it was really tiring, and decided to take a rest. And while he was asleep that same day, he had a dream about the adventures that he just had in Super Mario Bros. 2, that is the American version of Super Mario Bros. 2. Although, just like in normal dreams, not everything that happened was quite accurate. The main villain was a frog called Wart instead of Bowser, and there were some new enemies like Mauser that Mario's subconscious makes up in his dream just to mix it up a little bit. When Mario woke up from his dream, he got inspired from it, and so began to take on a new career, being a theatre director. In this new job, he creates and stages a theatre play called Super Mario Bros. 3, which is based upon his previous adventure in the original Super Mario Bros. And his dream in the American Super Mario Bros. 2, and he funds the play with the coins he collected in the original Super Mario Bros. We can tell that Super Mario Bros. 3 is a theatre play due to the hanging set pieces, the bolted platforms, and the most obvious giveaway, the red curtain, in the beginning and at the end of the game. The play was a big success, and so Mario then creates a film adaptation to his play in the event of Super Mario 64, where Mario documents his adventure in a movie. Again, we can tell that Super Mario 64 is just a movie due to Lakitu filming the whole game. Just like the theatre play that is Super Mario Bros. 3, the Super Mario 64 movie was a massive success as well. So Mario expands his brand even more by creating books for people to read about his adventures, which is where the Paper Mario series takes place. The Paper Mario books were a big success as well, so Mario even further expands his brand for himself by creating a computer game for younger audiences based upon its adventures in the original Super Mario Bros. That being, the infamous Hotel Mario game. I think that Hotel Mario was just a computer game in the Mario universe created by Mario due to the way Mario, Peach and Luigi constantly break the fourth wall and interact with the players during the game. Also, the voices sound really different in that game compared to their normal voices, so maybe Mario hired a voice actor to play his parts in that computer game. Mario also makes even more money by creating educational games such as Mario's Missing, Mario's Time Machine, Mario Teaches Typing, Mario's Early Years and Mario Paint. At this point, Mario is one of, if not the most famous person in the Mushroom Kingdom. With his smash hit theatre production in Super Mario Bros. 3, his success in the film industry in Super Mario 64, his computer games in Hotel Mario, Mario's Missing, Mario's Time Machine, Mario's Teacher's Typing, Mario's Early Years and Mario's Paint, and his best-selling book series in the Paper Mario series, which are all based upon his thrilling adventure in the original Super Mario Bros. And his inspiring dream in the American Super Mario Bros. 2. Mario is now a multi-millionaire, if not a multi-billionaire, and has pretty much become a household name, and he brings joy and excitement to everyone around him, except for one person, that is Bowser. In almost all of his plays, films and computer games and books, Bowser is portrayed as the villain, and people begin to mock him and laugh at him due to his villainous portrayal, and he becomes a laughingstock. So, a humiliated Bowser seeks revenge on Mario and tries to vindicate his name by kidnapping Princess Peach again, and Mario needs to save her, but this time, it's for real. It's not a play, it's not a film, it's not a computer game, it's not a book, it's real life. For the first time since the original Super Mario Bros. Events, Mario needs to save Princess Peach for real. And this is where the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 2 The Lost Levels takes place. And Bowser makes it a lot harder for Mario in this new adventure. But eventually Bowser gets stopped again and Peach is saved. This defeat makes Bowser even more humiliated, and so this sparks the chain of the constant kidnappings of Peach. After Mario saves Peach, he rewards himself to a vacation back to Yoshi's Island, where he spends most of his baby years in order to meet up with his old friend Yoshi. But unfortunately, a revengeful Bowser got there first, kidnaps Peach again and turns Yoshi into an egg, and this is where Super Mario World takes place, where Bowser sends his adopted children, being the Koopalings, to fight Mario for the very first time ever, while he sends his actual biological son, Bowser Jr., to Aldorfino and to vandalise the island in Mario's name in order to tarnish Mario's now famous reputation. After the events of Super Mario World, Mario and Peach tried to go on another vacation, since the first vacation wasn't really what they were expecting, that being Super Mario Sunshine, where they meet Bowser Jr. for the first time. In Super Mario Sunshine, Bowser tries to justify his actions by making his son believe that Peach was his mother, which was why Bowser Jr. was not only vandalizing the island in order to tarnish Mario's name and throwing him in jail, but by kidnapping Princess Peach as well. At the end of the game, Mario and Peach do end up having the relaxing vacation that they always wanted. During the end cutscene of Super Mario Sunshine, Bowser then confesses to Bowser Jr. that Peach isn't actually his mother and that he was just using his son to try and put Mario in a bad light after Mario humiliated Bowser in all of these plays, films, computer games and books. Bowser Jr. forgives his dad and he says he wants to fight Mario again. So as a result, Bowser and his son do just that, which triggers the events of New Super Mario Bros. DS, where Bowser Jr. helps his dad kidnap Peach again, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii, where the Koopalings tag along as well. After those events, during a dark and stormy night, a tree starts to spread tanuki leaves across the entire Mushroom Kingdom, which starts the events of Super Mario 3D Land, and shortly to follow, New Super Mario Bros. 2. This time, Bowser Jr. sits these two adventures out due to his exhaustion in New Super Mario Bros. DS and New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which is why we don't see Bowser Jr. in Super Mario 3D Land and New Super Mario Bros. 2. After yet another series of Bowser defeats, Bowser then sits down and renews his tactics. In all of his other failed kidnappings, he always kidnaps Peach from a castle and tries to take her away to his own castle. So instead of doing that, he changes his tactics. Instead of taking Peach away to his castle, he instead attacks Peach's castle and changes it to his own image in New Super Mario Bros. U, where Bowser Jr. returns from his rest and aids Bowser in this quest with the Koopalings. After yet another defeat, Bowser gets really angry and so changes his tactics again. So now, instead of trying to take over Peach's castle, he tries to completely destroy it in Super Mario Run. But once again, that fails. So Bowser changes his tactics again, and this time tries to abduct Peach's castle and send it into space in the events of Super Mario Galaxy during the Star Festival. This is where Mario meets Rosalina and Illumas for the first time in the Comet Observatory, where Mario travels to the center of the universe to defeat Bowser once more. But a giant black hole destroys everything, but the Lumas sacrifice themselves and fly into the black hole in an attempt to neutralize it, which creates the Big Bang and restarts the universe. But Rosalina says that the universe won't repeat itself in quite the same way. This time, instead of the Comet Observatory, it's Starship Mario, and we have Lubba instead of Rosalina. This is obviously Super Mario Galaxy 2, which seems to be a retelling of Super Mario Galaxy 1, but in a slightly different way. Bowser discovers that during all of his time attempting to kidnap Peach, he's actually grown quite fond of her. That, and in an attempt to stop Mario from constantly ruining his plans, Bowser attempts to marry Peach with the help of the Broodals, since the Koopalings began to give up in helping Bowser after countless of failures. So in the events of Super Mario Odyssey, he also kidnaps a tiara for Peach's wedding. And then Mario teams up with Cappy, Tiara's brother, in order to prevent Bowser from marrying Peach. Here, we discover lots of different kingdoms outside of the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario also discovers that his old girlfriend Pauline has become the mayor of New Donk City, one of the kingdoms in Super Mario Odyssey, which then reminds Mario about his previous adventure with her. Mario then travels to the moon in order to prevent the wedding. After Bowser's defeat, Mario then takes matters into his own hands and tries to propose to Peach after seeing how well his old girlfriend Pauline was doing. But unfortunately, Bowser intercepts the proposal, which leads Mario and Bowser to fight over Peach. Peach sees how ridiculous this fight is and ends up friend-zoning both Mario and Bowser. At the start, Mario and Bowser were devastated with this dumping, but Mario eventually gets over it, and Mario and Peach becomes just friends. Not fancying each other, not boyfriend and girlfriend, they're just friends. And this is where Super Mario 3D World takes place, where Mario, Luigi, Peach and Toad go on an adventure just as friends and nothing more. Bowser also proves that he has gotten over his dumping by trying to kidnap the Sprixie Fairies instead of Peach. Also, Bowser renews his tactics once more and takes a page out of Mario's books and uses 2 power-ups of his own in order to try and completely finish off Mario in both Mario and Bowser's last ever fight as sworn enemies. He uses the cat suit to turn into Meowser and also uses the double cherry power-up to create clones of itself in one last final epic battle between the two foes. After Bowser's defeat in 3D World, he completely gives up in trying to take over the world after seeing his plans fail time and time again. Although he goes into a deep depression, almost a midlife crisis, and he keeps getting angrier and angrier after remembering all of his past failures as well as Peach dumping him at the end of Super Mario Odyssey, and so goes into a fit of uncontrolled rage. The rage is so bad that he even worries his son, Bowser Jr. This is where Bowser's Fury takes place, where Bowser goes on his worst temper tantrum yet. He isn't trying to kidnap Peach or taking over the Mushroom Kingdom during this game, he's just lashing out in a fit of rage over his previous humiliations over his life. After Mario and Bowser Jr. calming down, Bowser eventually sees sense and so ends his feud with him and Bowser. He then becomes Mario's ally in Super Mario RPG in a quest to stop Smithy from taking over the world, but not without some reminders over his past and the fact that he wasn't a bad guy anymore. At this point, Mario and Bowser becomes friends, and this is where the Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Strikers, Mario Sluggers, Mario Sports, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and Smash Bros games all take place, where Mario, Bowser, and his friends completely make up and compete in various fun games and challenges. Mario and Luigi then want to spend more time together as brothers, because all of Mario's adventures, he's barely got to spend any time with his brother. So the two go off and go on a few different ventures of their own, being Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Bowser's Inside Story, Dream Team, and even Paper Jam Brothers, where they discover the paper versions which Mario made as books long ago, and also Partners in Time when they meet up with their baby versions at the beginning of the timeline. Now that the Mushroom Kingdom is free from Bowser's reign of terror, since Bowser's no longer a bad guy, and also Mario and Peach no longer fancy each other, they're just friends, Mario figures that his works in the Mushroom Kingdom is now done. And so then he decides to leave the Mushroom Kingdom and goes on a new adventure of his own in Terrasa Land, which triggers the event of Super Mario Land, where there's a new damsel in distress called Princess Daisy, which Mario needs to save her from an alien called Tatanga. After the event of Super Mario Land, Mario then returns back to his own castle, which is where he now lives, to find out that it's now being taken over by Wario in Super Mario Land 2's 6 golden coins. That will be the end of Mario's story in terms of his main adventures, but Wario's story then begins in the event of Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land. After Mario has reclaimed his throne from Wario, he then retires, but soon realises that his life is still unfulfilled. He still wants to try out new jobs, and so he then tries to do a medical degree and becomes a doctor in the Dr. Mario series. This leads on for quite a while actually, and Mario does enjoy being a doctor, but afterwards Mario realises that he's just completed his life and wants to completely retire, so he quits his job as a doctor and then completely retires, and spends the rest of his life playing board games, checkers and Go Fish in Mario's Game Gallery, which is the last game in the Mario timeline.
So here is my alternate Mario timeline in full. Well, that's my second attempt in creating a Mario timeline. Honestly, creating a Mario timeline is one of the hardest things you can possibly do. So, I don't know, what do you think about that? Did you prefer this timeline or did you prefer my old one? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I shall see you all in 2 weeks' time.